2 or 3 times.
That's not habitability standard. She's going to have to live with that. That's one issue. But it
Okay.
really, now that doesn't mean it shouldn't work properly. Technically, whatever's in that apartment should work properly because that's a part of the contract to lease. But it's not strong enough for an eviction for her to hold rent back or anything like that.
Okay. Well, there were some other issues too.
Like what?
Well, about half of the wall outlets was so sloppy they wouldn't hold a plug. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And
yeah, but you're in the same boat there,
right? We're talking now. Listen, that doesn't mean she can't do anything. She doesn't have immediate right to. There are some things that have to do with habitability.
Yeah.
She could literally withhold rent and give notice and all of that. Okay, what else other than that? Let's try to find something else. What else?
Well, there was the fill valves on the toilet tanks. Well, she had her maintenance guy fix that.
Okay.
And there was a couple other things.
All right. So what's the deal? What's happening?
Well, this past Monday, the landlady called her, the owner, and wanted to come over, and my daughter thought she was coming over to see what was going on, I guess. Well, after she got there, she was kind of nicey at first, and then she lays this bomb on her that she told my daughter that she didn't want her there anymore.
Well, okay, but she can't evict her for nothing. She has to have a reason.
Well, let's think of the lease, though. Is this a long-term lease or a month-to-month? What are we dealing with?
Well, she just signed a year's lease.
Okay, well, if she signed a year's lease, how does this landlord propose getting rid of her?
I don't know.
Well, okay, did she say, I will evict you, or did she say, I don't want you here? There's a big difference.
Well, my daughter said that she brought over some kind of form or papers that her so-called attorney drew up, I guess.
It's probably a release. And did your daughter sign it?
No.
Okay, she doesn't have to.
Right. Well, that's why.
Here's what happened. I'll tell you what happened, Richard. The landlord says, you know what? This girl's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I want her out. So I'm going to get my attorney to draw up a release to let her out of the contract so we can both walk our separate ways.
Exactly.
But your daughter doesn't have to sign it.
Right.
But maybe it's good that she does. Does she want to stay there a year if she's living like this and she doesn't like it?
Not real. No.
Okay. Well, then she might want to take the out and go somewhere else.
Well, another question is, if she moves out, she's going to have another moving expense.
Well, yeah, okay, so then she doesn't move out.
Well, what I'm saying is, if she does move out,
she's going to have that in a year anyhow.
Hold on, just wait. You're saying if she moves out, can you go after the landlord for damages? No.
No.
Because it's voluntary.
Okay.
Okay? So if she doesn't move out, she doesn't have to.
Okay.
But now, here's your choices. I know exactly what you're saying. Okay. My daughter is living in an apartment she doesn't really like. But if the landlord lets her out like she wants to be out, then she's going to have moving expenses. And she thinks the landlord should pay. Why? Because the daughter can stay there the rest of the year. And frankly, I probably think that your daughter is thinking this is a dream home, and it's not. It's an apartment.
Yeah.
And the problem with apartments is they're never perfect. That's the truth.
Right.
What is she paying?
$1,400 a month.
Okay, and how many bedroom? 1?
3.
3, yeah, see?
Yeah, she has 2 kids or grandkids.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know what to say, man. I don't think she's going to do better than that. 3 bedrooms for $1,400.
That's going to be tough. And if she does decide to take a deal with the landlord and move out ahead of schedule, break the lease, make sure she gets it in writing
and gets her deposit
back in writing.
Right, that's what I told her.
Yes, it's important, but make sure she has somewhere to go to, because it's not easy to find a place right now.
Well, exactly. And where she's at over in Arvada, there's a lot of duplexes over there.
Well, that's good if she can find one.
Well, there was one right next door that just came up for rent. So she got an appointment yesterday to look at it.
And?
For $1,750.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard back from her how that went.
Well, she can, listen, just make sure she times this right so she doesn't get stuck. But listen, she's not going to be able to get moving expenses, all right? Because it's not a habitability issue. It's not a breach of contract. It would be a voluntary agreement that she wants to leave.
It's kind of cool she's got that out.
Yeah, it is kind of cool that the woman is letting her out because, you know, then, by the way, let me just tell you about Mark Trenner. So many people ask how they can protect their wonderful ideas. If you have an idea, an invention, if you have a trademark, if you have a copyright, or you don't know the difference, give him a call. He can do a patent search to find out if it's truly unique. He can help you in every stage of intellectual property. 720-221-3708, 720-221-3708, Mark Trenner, Trenner Law.
This report is brought to you by CC.
A crash in the tech center, clogging up the drive on
Northbound I-25, approaching I-225. That wreck is back in.
I knew that was coming with the attorneys.
I-25 wreck on the ramp westbound I-70 and I-270. That's blowing that drive up as well. And watch out for a stall northbound I-25 just after.
GG just broke his bubble.
How? What'd she do?
So you can get attorney's fees. Oh, that you didn't say that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tom
said that.
Okay.
But no, he
Normal
can't.
cost of collection with a judgment? Is that what we were talking about?
You mean if that guy hired someone? They're
If you
probably going
hire
to
a
want
collector,
30%.
Most judgments carry normal cost of collection?
8% usually is
Six-
what I see.
6 or
8-9%. Yeah.
That's automatic.
I think
do you mean
it might be 9. I think
It's
there's a statute.
It's automatic.
The interest?
Yeah, the second you get that
I'm not talking
judgment.
about interest.
Yeah.
I'm talking about cost of collection.
Oh, cost of collection.
But that would be the attorney's.
That I'm not sure.
I don't think so, because the attorney's fees would have already been in the.
No, but then after that, those are the attorney fees to get the judgment.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think so.
I've seen wording in
I've
most
seen it.
judgments that say normal cost of collection.
I have too.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
And would a default judgment have that?
I bet it would be things like filing fees to docket things.
Yeah, because really that's what the
Stuff.
6% I
Yeah,
think would be.
service of process.
No. That's interest. That's absolutely interest.
Yeah, I think it's actual
all
money.
of them carry interest, and the state sets that rate.
I think it's probably actual expenses, docketing fees, service of process, that type.
But
of stuff.
not whatever you would end up paying the collector.
No, definitely not. No, that's on you.
You know what I thought when I served this guy yesterday? I had an idea. How about you start a company and you serve people, so a service company, but you do it and you insult them all the time too. So you always get video for them and you insult the hell out of them while you're serving them.
Give them a video?
So you charge like $200 instead of $50 like the sheriff, but you just insult the hell out of them and you serve them at the same time, and you give them back a video. Hey, you're ugly. I knew I was going to serve you, but my God.
Why'd you rip this person off anyway? I hope they get every penny you got. That kind of thing.
Jesus, I saw your wife the other day. Yikes.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, really, you just insult the hell out of them. You're Rodney Dangerfield serving them.
No, not Rodney Dangerfield.
Wouldn't you pay a couple $100 to get that video back for service?
Of course, he'll definitely come into the court and he'll bring that up. And they insulted me when they got this.
Insulted my wife.
Is that wrong?
That's 761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com. Also on
You know what astounds me? Can there be enough injured people to sustain the number of personal injury attorneys we have?
Oh, I know. There's so many.
I know.
How can it be?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a lady supposed to call that her chiropractor
Oh, boy.
broke her back.
What? Oh my God.
So they're supposed to,
That's horrible.
yeah.
What? I do
think
not
it's-
like the sound of that.
I think it's going to be a tough one to prove.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't, yeah.
Oh. Broke her back.
She was on oxygen, and the chiropractor had said that she could help her with it.
And
Broke her back.
So she went and got
That's
an MRI
horrible.
afterwards, and the back is broken. And I talked to the husband, and the
Oh my-
husband says, well, that's the only time it could have happened. So it's one of those.
Yeah, causation
Yeah.
is.
Well, how long after did they get the MRI?
I didn't get into that,
Right.
but I think it was very quickly. You know, a few
Wow.
days, I think.
Well, let's find that out.
Yeah.
That's the critical thing.
But
Yeah.
he was like saying he was supposed to call, but trouble getting hold of
Because
him.
his words, if he used those words, it could have been anything else.
So the body shop called, the hardwood floor guy called. John Buss is his name.
What's that?
The
Oh no, he couldn't
chiropractor.
call today. Couldn't call today. He's gonna call though.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, I want to hear this warning here from Jim about an internet scam. Go ahead, Jim. What's happening?
I just want to let you know that I got an email, that popped up on my computer, and it said from PayPal Services. Excuse me. And I've listened to a lot of talk radio, especially you, Tom. And when it comes to these things where it looks like it might be something that'd be questionable.
Yeah, what, did they want information from you?
Yes.
That's, yeah, you know, information is money. I mean, if they get enough information from you, they have money from you somehow. So what did they want? Did they want you to sign into your account?
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. Yep, it's a fake.
All your passwords and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a fake sign-in page. They just copy all of your stuff. And they're very common scams. Very common. There are ways...
PayPal, and when I told them what the email looked like, they asked me to forward them that email so they can get their team on it and
That's good.
investigate it.
Jim, there are a million of them. I thank you for bringing it up and just bringing it to the forefront, because we just have to be aware of them. Here's the deal. Is there a way to know that you're dealing with real people? Top-level domains. Because everything is a sub of a top-level domain. But if you don't know how to read those top-level domains, and if you don't know what the HTTPS : / and then the rest of it means, well, then you got a problem. Now, Mark, can you look at an address bar and know if it's coming from the source? Or, you know, like a PayPal or a Google or a YouTube?
Yeah, if you actually go to the site, you're at the site. I mean, it's simple as that. I mean, unless you get a warning or something. Now, I'm not saying if someone hacked into something and took over the DNS.
Yeah, I understand. But if they give you a link, and that link brings you somewhere else.
You right-click on it, and you look at, you know what you do? You hit copy link and then paste it, and if it's not the company, there it is. Because I can put, you know, chasebank.com or chase.com, but the actual link goes to, you know, I want to rip you off.
Or what you do, Mark, is you copy, right? And then you go to the address bar and put it in who is, or any other web registrar.
Or just type in Google who is and then the name of it.
Google who is, and then take out everything after the .com, because that's usually...
Yeah, and that'd be the first level of that domain.
That will tell you who owns the first level of that domain. But, you know, there are so many ways to trick people. Most people never look at the address bar. So thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. We have lines open, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's going on, Fred? What's happening?
Well, I recently had a contract with Austin Bluff Flooring to replace some carpet with wood floors in my house. And that was back in June, and I gave them a $9,000 deposit.
You gave them a $9,000 deposit? Were they ordering the floor?
Yeah, they were ordering materials. Supposedly.
And did you verify that?
Well, I don't know how I would verify that, but...
Did they deliver the materials?
Oh, no, did not.
Well, did you happen to put that on a credit card?
I did.
Good. How long ago was it, did you say? May?
Well, it was, no, it was June.
June, I'm sorry. 9,000, June. You got to contest it on your credit card.
I did that.
Good.
And I think your assistant said I should call Austin Bluffs one more time and leave another voicemail, along with the 24 other ones I've left.
Now, we don't mind helping you here, but if you can get your money back, enough, just be done with them. I mean, I just contested on your credit card. It's so easy. When you've got nothing in return, you just cancel it.
Yeah, that's a pretty simple one.
That is simple. And then don't use Austin Bluffs if they take money and don't do anything.
You know what? Get his information. I've got the guy for him.
Okay. Hold on, Fred, and we'll help you out off the air. 303-713-8255. Ron, what's going on, man?
Hello?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom. Long-time listener.
Thank you.
Fan.
Thank you.
I love you, and I love Mark. You guys are great.
Thank you. So what's going on in Aspen?
Well, you know, this guy's out of Aspen. He's got an office in Denver. He's got him and, I don't understand the exact situation, but him and some form of relative, different last names. She's a real estate type agent, and he takes homes and refurbishes them.
Now, what's their connection? What's their connection to Aspen? They're from Aspen?
Yeah, their company is called Aspen Development Corporation, and their other company is in Denver, and that's called Profit. The guy's name that owns it is Todd Profit, P-R-O-F-F-I-T.
Oh, man, that sounds so familiar.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on, and let's examine this. Aspen Development, or did he say Crockett?
Profit, as in he's making a profit.
I don't know if that is, but anyway, Ron, hold on. We'll take your calls and more.
You think?
Hello, I'm Tom.
Hey, was it? Ask him if it's Profit or Crockett.
See, now watch. I'm going to win another lunch. Watch. Man, I didn't even say anything.
Oh, no.
They go right and left. Hey, the lunches are all left.
I don't know. Tell him to call. Tell him to call Buddy. Make sure he mentions my name directly. I think Buddy's got a guy that works down there, but we don't advertise for him down there. And then ask that other guy if it was Profit or Crockett. I know he said Profit. What do you think?
I think Crockett.
Do you think
Profit
so?
would be weird to
You
have
want
in
to bet
his
lunch?
name. No, no, I don't. I'm not into that. I feel like he wins no matter what.
No, that's
no.
Bullshit. Don't give me that. That's crap.
Tom would say that.
That's where I got it
He
from.
loses so much, it's crazy.
That's where I got it from.
He thought a guy said, what did he think he said instead of shit?
No, he thought he said shit.
I know, but what did he think?
Shed?
What did the guy say? Should.
Oh.
He was so sure he used the dump button. I looked at him.
You were like, he didn't say nothing
I said,
back.
he said should. And he goes, no, he said shit, I'll bet you lunch.
No.
That was a shaking bet.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but big deal. Most of the time he says, okay, and then I still win, and then he goes, well, you didn't shake. Like Alaramis and his damn tires.
Uh-oh.
I knew I nailed him on that one. I'm going retreads. No one in the world would spend that kind of money. And Big O's not going to sell retreads on a 16-inch truck.
Did they take him somewhere and they said it's definitely not a retread?
Yeah, 100%.
What's a retread?
On big truck tires, the carcass is generally made of a very heavy steel, unlike a passenger tire. Okay?
Okay.
Can go for farm stuff too. So as the tread wears out on the tire, they can basically peel it off and put just new tread, which would generally save you on a big truck tire 50% on the tire.
Yeah.
But like for semis, you can't even put them on the steer tires. You have to have regular tires on the front. But you can put them on the trailers.
Got it.
So on the highway, when you'll see
that's just the tread coming
off.
off.
That's the tread coming off. That's
Pardon me, Mark, it's Profit. I put his name on in your IM, but it's P-R-O-F-F-I-T.
I'm sorry, what is that,
That's someone's
Suzanne?
last name.
What's the last name? I'm just curious. Say it again, please.
Profit, P-R-O-F-F.
P-R-O? It's not Crockett, like Davy Crockett?
Profit.
Okay, I'm just... Someone thought it was Davy Crockett.
I knew well enough not to bet. He was trying to get me to bet.
How many lunches are we up to?
I didn't bet. He was trying to get me to bet.
Tom goes, I don't think that was Profit, it's Crockett, as he's walking out. And I said, bet. He looked back. He looked back and gave me the nod.
It's like being at an auction.
It is. That's what it is.
If you go like this, you buy it.
It's one. I saw it.
To the man in the blue shirt.
Oh, that's good.
Lunch from the man in the blue shirt.
Give me the nod.
Mark, here's the app. Allow Savinger to take pictures and record video. I like that. Yes. 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 Oh my God, how many questions do we have?
I am starving, and so I'm ordering Jimmy John's. Does anybody?
Please enable. Okay, well, the Italian.
I'm good.
Well, actually, I'm shooting today, so no, I'm not going to. I would.
Okay. All right.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, no?
Appreciate it.
All right.
I don't get on the treadmill for an hour every day for
I don't know
Jimmy
if
John's.
they'll send just for one.
Do you?
Yeah, they will. Will they?
I won't say every day.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're here before you even order.
You know what?
They knew what you wanted.
Launch it again. I hit all this shit. Now it's back here. I don't know where you
See,
put it.
now you don't. Now you
I have to enable all kinds of shit for it to work. Here's what sucks. Tom's great at it. You probably are.
So Tom,
Suzanne's
you
great
found
at
somebody
it.
to do
I
that?
can't exercise without a fucking TV going. I can't do it.
Right.
I absolutely, because if I'm on the treadmill and I have nothing going, all I do is count seconds.
You have the TV
I
on
hate
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
First of all, I hate treadmill.
Yeah.
I do. It's very good. I mean, to me, I can watch TV, I can stay interacted, and I can burn calories, and it helps my heart.
You know what you should do is put a little generator on there.
Notification.
So you power the TV.
There you go.
Stop. The TV stops.
Oh, that's funny.
Like a
it's
rat
still,
on a treadmill.
It's still
Like
installing it.
Instead of getting a pellet,
It said
You get TV.
open question mark, and I just opened it. It is installed.
Send me it so I can just download it.
I don't know if I can. The APK. Oh wait.
Just
maybe
forward
I
me
can.
the email.
Forward you the text. Yes.
Yeah, whatever you get. We'll have that same thing too. They, every time we do a change, they send us a new APK. Okay, so Del Frisco's
I thought it was Tavern on
next
the
week.
Green.
I actually came in after I knew I won that last one. The last one, he thought this guy said shit, and he said something like car.
Do you get Del Frisco's for that?
It is kind of weird, though. After all these years sitting here next to you, all of a sudden in the last 2 or 3 days, you're hearing stuff wrong. Profit, Crockett, should, shit. But in 2 years, it's never happened. But in the last 2 days, it is. What the hell? Do you have an ear infection?
What's really
Isn't that for real? Isn't that a little weird?
That shirt was a tough one.
Not one time in 2 years have I heard
want
him
to
do
go to
that.
Del Frisco's for lunch.
Dell's they only have the 16-ounce ribeye for lunch on the menu.
Yeah.
I want the Wagyu bone-in 90-ounce ribeye.
Not.
So I'm going to have Dan call
90.
ahead and make sure they'll serve that for lunch.
90 ounces.
But there's a bone in there, too.
Plus their wine list is just
You're going to have like an old school lunch.
You know what?
Have an old school
I heard they have a scotch there for lunch.
Yeah.
I heard they have a scotch there that's like $1,000.
Going to Baker Street.
Baker
Del
Street.
Tacos.
No, Baker Street's a nice lunch.
It's a nice
Okay,
one.
here it is, Mark. Everything's working.
Oh, let me go. Did you text or email? Oh, I see.
Seller list.
Oh, I see.
Edit profile.
Drive.
90 ounce.
What'd you open it with? Drive?
That's a big dog.
It's gonna cover
You're
a
not
couple
supposed to eat that by yourself.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are fighting for you and, recovering money many times in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. We have a lot of follow-ups pending right now. We should have one file where I just keep the names of all of those, but each person has their own follow-ups they're doing, and we'll talk about those. 303-713-TALK. Gigi Wink is with us from winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720, their number when they're not here. They do bankruptcies, Chapter 13s or Chapter 7s, and we had a lot of interesting discussions about that. If you want to listen to the podcast, I urge you to do it. We're also live on Facebook and live on YouTube. And I'm sure we'll have more questions. If you have any questions about debt settlement, credit, finance, or any consumer questions at all, give us a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I like to call this show the Great Voice Aggregator, where we take a lone voice who might be pissed off at something, somebody is crying about an injustice in their car, pounding the steering wheel, or they've just been treated like crap somewhere, or they gave a contractor money and they want to warn others. because that guy took the money and did nothing, they call us, and we aggregate these voices together. We group them together and make a louder voice so you can get something done. 303-713-TALK. We've been responsible for a lot of major issues here, like one of the biggest consumer scams in Colorado history, which you've never heard about on your local news. Never. We're the only ones that did it, and the guy's in prison right now. The guy's in prison.
It is baffling how no one picked that story up.
Zero. They don't understand it. They if you look at local news nowadays, what they cover is laughable.
12 to 20 million, 140 small businesses, divorces, everything.
Suzanne, you have an update on what?
Yes. Do you remember Sonia from last week? She called with a problem with HomeSmart through XL Energy.
And what was the problem?
I think it was mostly communication, and since she was put on hold a lot and couldn't talk to anyone, she wanted a refund.
Yeah.
On her, and she wanted to cancel the whole program.
Right.
And so I reached out to our XL Energy expert, or our angel, and they gave her a refund on the last few months. She's all settled, but he did say HomeSmart's going through a transitional period right now with call center reps and are working to get more employees there. So it sounds like they're going to get better communication going up there. So for what that's worth.
Thanks for that. I personally don't like the HomeSmart program. Don't think it's worth anything, in my opinion. I wouldn't do it. Not even give it a second thought. All right, so we also had someone who called in. Where's that consumer, Suzanne, who hired this Martinez, Greg Martinez? And we had some photographs of the work he did. I'd like to put those photographs up if we can. Do we have...
Are you talking about the one from yesterday?
Yes.
If you go to Facebook right now, you can see all the work he did in one snapshot. I mean, it's like nothing.
Okay, you have it on your video?
No, it's not in the... Well, the video's there, but right below the video, I commented with the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
He did nothing. I mean, and what he did, understand...
And by the way, go to Facebook to watch Mark's confrontation, so you drive up... And what were you going to say first?
But what he did, and please don't forget this, all he did apparently was do the grading, okay, and then put up the form to pour the concrete.
And how much was he paid for that?
Well, $2,500, but that's not even the point. The people that actually came out, the real company that came out and did it, it wasn't even level. They had to literally start from scratch.
Okay,
so what he did do was useless.
Why does he feel... First of all, why didn't he come back? Why did he not come back? He never answered.
Well, he just, I'm sure that's his M.O. In my opinion, he's just a sleazebag.
You asked, is he going to give the money back? He said no.
Yeah, correct. I asked that right on video.
So why?
So nothing he did was of any value, and what he did do was nothing.
Why does he feel justified? And then when you pulled up on him and he thought he was coming to give a bid, he said, now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. I'm going to take my camera out and film you, and I'm suing you. Why does he think he can sue us? Because he's a liar and a scumbag and a ripoff. So he never came back, never finished the job. Why does he feel he deserves the money?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. You saw him. I think, in my opinion, he was on drugs. I don't know that for a fact, but he was acting, if you look at the video, very erratic.
I wouldn't call that drugs. I called it more like he was just he was crazy.
He literally, at one point, and I called him out on it, his eyes were bugged, and he was literally foaming at the mouth.
He one time cowered back as if you were going to hit him, and your hands were behind your back.
I know. And then his son, when
he got in your face, I thought he was going to hit you.
He charged Deputy Dan. I mean, it was pretty wild. They live, I believe they live, but they drive around when they give estimates in what I now refer to as the rolling turd. It looks like probably the worst mobile home you've ever seen.
So they live and work out of there, and a good chance you're not going to get your money. You're not going to get anything done. So
I think he's had some... Suzanne, didn't he have a couple failure to appears? Do you remember? I didn't get a chance to look at it, but he's definitely had a few run-ins here.
With the law.
Yeah.
So... Okay, you served him.
Yeah, he got served. Me and Dan have a lunch on it. I don't think he's going to show.
There's a court date, and if he doesn't show, there's a default judgment.
Court date's coming up next month, fairly quick. I think the 25th of next month.
I would like to talk to the consumer about it to make sure she's going to be there, and she knows. Does she know we served him?
Oh my God, she was there around the corner. I mean, she wasn't there for the serving, but she was close because I had to pick up the paperwork.
Now we have two suspected scams. Now Ron says there's a guy. Are you sure he's from Aspen, or does he just call himself Aspen Development?
No, he actually lives in Aspen. I don't know where he's... I mean, I found some stuff where he's lived in Alaska, all over the place.
And what is he doing wrong? What is he doing wrong?
Well, he's working on a $1.5 million house. It's a remodel. It's been going now for over 3 years. Everybody says it's some kind of a money laundering scheme.
Hold on. Whose home is it? Is it his?
No, it's an he has some kind of an investor that purchased the property 3 years ago.
So he's doing a fix and flip.
Yeah.
A $1.5 million fix and flip.
Gorgeous home. Oh my God. Yeah.
Then what's he doing wrong?
He's hiring guys left and right, and he works them, and he tells them, "I'll pay you at the end of the day."
Okay.
But like,
Are you
I
someone
wasn't able to get the money?
Are you someone who did not get paid?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't blame you for being pissed. And you're saying he's doing this to multiple people?
Oh yeah, he's got bad.
Lean the house.
Why didn't you lean? Why didn't you lean the house?
I'm going to. It's only been 2 days ago.
Okay.
The day before yesterday, I left there.
How much did he stiff you for?
35 an hour times 26 and a half hours. It came out to like I think $960.
Why didn't he pay you?
Well, okay. Here's what happened. He had me working on the side lights and the front door, and he was. One of my things I do professionally is I work on boats and I do varnish work, and something like that technically should be used. A varnish should be used, but the only thing he had was Sickens deck stain. So he told me to go ahead and do it in that. I told him Sickens is not a product for a closed.
So this is all just internal stuff. You guys were arguing over how to finish a door?
No. I did what he told me to do. And, you got to remember, this is probably a $5,000, $6,000 door. And he told me to go ahead and coat it. I did a gorgeous job and took pictures of it and everything, and it wasn't dry. And he told me, well, we're in a hurry. I need you to recoat it. And I said, wait, it's not dry. He goes, just do it. So I coated again. And the swarm of bugs come through and are attracted to it, obviously. Literally, there was probably 100 to 200 bugs in the work. It was destroyed. So all that had to be stripped down and removed. I spent many hours.
So what does this have to do with him being a scam?
He tells me that I did more damage to the door than what he owes me.
All right, so this is not okay. So this is not a scam. You just don't like this guy because you're having issues with him, right? I mean, really?
No.
Do you know for a fact he's scamming anybody?
Yeah. It's all over online. Everybody's putting reviews up on him.
What's his last name? What's his name?
Todd. T-O-D-D, Profit, P-R-O-F-F-I-T.
Okay,
not Crockett.
Now, Tom. Did you say Tom? Todd, okay. So Todd Profit has a company. You're having a disagreement with him. Listen, I'd rather not air out blow by blow, the door. You did the door. He won't pay you. He said you ruined the door. I mean, truly. I mean, I know you're having an issue. If you're not getting paid, put a lien on the house. That's your quickest, best avenue. And here's the deal. Ron, if this guy truly is ripping off several people, have them contact us.
And I would bet the second you file the intent to lien, Todd, that he's probably going to pay you, man.
Now, here's the deal. It's not that I don't want to hear about this, but we have a million of these little squabbles that people have. If he is a crooked contractor, screwing people, and a scam, then give me some victims. Let's look into it. I'm not going to just use this as a soapbox, although I'll let you for a little while. Even small problems like that, I'll let you get your pound of flesh. That's fine. Dwayne, you think you're being scammed?
Yeah, I believe I am, Tom.
How?
Well, I got a call from a gentleman on Monday stating that I won a sweepstakes. And I asked the gentleman, I said, how did I win the sweepstakes? He says, well, we drawed your name from 80,000 people, and your name came up. So he asked me for my address and everything, and he says, well, the prize winning drawing is $450,000. And he said that I will be contacting you. I will mail the check to you Wednesday.
Okay, so that's all you have to do is collect the check. But has he asked for anything in return yet?
He has not asked for anything in return because I told him I spoke with him yesterday, and I told him, look, if this is a scam and you're trying to get money out of me, you can forget it.
And what did he say?
And he said, no, I promise you this is not a scam. I know there's a lot of scam artists out here.
Okay, so as long as he doesn't ask for anything, where are we going with this? You going to play along?
I guess.
Well, he's not asking for anything. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I mean, really, he says how much did you win?
$450,000.
Okay, and how did he say you won it?
It's a scam.
I know it is. How did he say you won it?
He said he drawed my name from an automated system out of 80,000 people.
But, okay. And did he say what system this was and why your name got drawn?
He said the reason why I've won was because of I've been shopping and I've been paying my bills on time.
Yeah, he's full of crap. This is, you know what? Here, I'd like to see where it goes, Dwayne. Would you please keep us informed on what he asked for next? I really want to know. I'm serious. I just want to know where this is going to go. And by the way, Greg Martinez live on Facebook. If you go to our Facebook, Tom Martinez Referral List, go there on Facebook and see the video with Mark confronting him, and then we'll give out his contact information after the break.
Oh, he just loves it when people call.
Well, I think they should. By the way, I love telling people about BioT. If you have fatigue, if you're tired, if you lost your libido, if you're feeling like crap, seriously, if you would love to get a boost, and I'll tell you why, because so many people 40 years and older, your body start depleting hormones for each year that you're alive, and you have to replenish and optimize them to get back what nature intended, so you can get back that energy, that vigor, that strength. And it's amazing what can happen with BioT therapy. It's pellet therapy just under the skin, and they last for like up to 6 months. So it's not like you have to go there every day. You don't have to worry about shots or creams. It's amazing. I urge you to check out BioT Medical, men or women who want to optimize their hormones as nature intended it. So go to biotmedical.com to find a provider and to find out more information. BioT, that's B-I-O-T-E, B-I-O-T-E, medical.com.
This report is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Yes. No, it played. No, there one played, but I didn't do it.
I-25, crash on the ramp westbound I-70 and I-270 as well. Stalled box truck in the center lane. This is along I-70 westbound.
Well, honestly, babe, I'm probably going to probably rent a car, so I don't want her handling that.
Northbound Downing still closed between 35th and Lawrence for that police investigation. The weather forecast: sunny and hot today with a 10% chance.
Let someone that never goes to Mexico figure out our shuttle. I'll end up on a bus with goats.
Oh, I didn't know you never booked it. I thought we decided we weren't renting.
Yeah, no, I always figure that stuff out. You know that.
Okay, so tell her just to book her own and not to book our transport.
I would get the transportation when we were there anyhow. I mean,
we've taken shuttles before, lots of times through the hotel. That's why I thought.
No, through the hotel when we come back, absolutely. You don't book the shuttle. If the Rio has a free shuttle that picks us up, well, hell yeah.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, as long as she's not booking and spending money on the shuttle, that's fine.
Okay, because we've never rented a car at the airport. We always take a shuttle to the hotel, and then we go out and get our...
Babe, almost every time we get the car right there. We take a shuttle to the car place.
Must be when I go with my boyfriend.
Exactly.
On that shuttle either.
Yeah, the Richards will end us up on something with goats and pigs.
It's more of a local experience that way, though.
I want to go to that old. I want to go to the zoo again. Where I see the spider monkey chained to a tree.
Oh my God!
It was the saddest zoo I've ever witnessed.
But you said it was the best day you've ever had, though.
Oh, it was a great time. I mean, just the experience, but I felt so bad for the spider monkey. This poor thing's down there. It's got a metal thing around its neck and literally a chain.
Oh my God!
You know, they're tiny, and it's just looking at me like, "Can you believe this shit?"
Right.
He says, "I'm not even getting paid for this."
He's like, "Man, you don't understand. I've been here since I was born."
One time we went to Rosarito for spring break, so this would have been in the 90s, early 90s, right? When I was at SC. And we bought like a horseback ride. It ended up being two 10-year-olds smoking cigarettes on a horse that took us through like a toxic waste dump. There was A truck dumping green stuff into a pit. There was a rotting horse carcass of a dead horse.
One that didn't make the ride.
Yeah, yeah, they just left him out there, I guess. We were like, oh my God. That was a long time ago.
I did that ride along the beach thing, and there's old plotting horses.
It's just the saddest, most depressing
flies
ever.
They had
Two 10-year-olds smoking cigarettes, basically, just sharing a horse.
This had a goat. They had goat, chickens, and then the one spider monkey, and that was the
Oh, God.
It was fun, though.
The spider monkey was the star, but he didn't get treated like the talent.
And then he couldn't even do tricks. I mean, the whole thing was he just literally sat there. It's like,
said, give me a peanut.
How much did he charge for this?
Right.
Nothing, I don't think.
But why did you go to this?
Yeah, how did this happen?
I paid a local to drive us around in a rental car to the pyramids and everything else.
Right.
So one of the things he stopped at was this. So I'm sure he paid the family something.
Yeah, kickback.
And you don't think it was his family?
No, it's definitely not his family. I mean,
and honest to God, that's all it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
One monkey.
No, one monkey, a goat, and chickens.
He says, wow, we don't have chickens.
The saddest monkey ever.
Just sitting there. They probably used them, honestly, for milk. How many goats? It was a guy's house. You understand that? They were growing dope behind the house, too. Everything behind the house was, dope.
Did they give you some dope?
It's literally in the jungle in Mexico. It was right by the Mayan pyramids, like maybe 20 miles away, but literally in the jungle. No.
How do you actually stick with it? Dr. Sean Young
Do they have Uber in Mexico?
Stick with it.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Shit, I bet they do. Why wouldn't they?
Well, they don't have them in Europe, don't they? They don't. I thought in like France they don't because of the unions.
Well, Mexico doesn't have unions.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Hey, we have a few lines open. You can get right through for the first time. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And one of the things we've been talking about is this confrontation with Greg Martinez, and I want to give out his information. He's with Country Concrete Services, and he's truly a ripoff. This guy never addressed the issue. Why does he deserve to keep the money? He never, ever talked about it. He talked about Mark, talked about how he's going to sue us, talked about how we're bad guys. I am so sick and tired of lying, cheating ripoffs. Do you know I've been doing this show now in Denver for going on 40 years, and listen, we every day we have liars and cheaters. So people said, don't you think, Tom, that you're going to run out of things to talk about? No, because we keep getting new victims every single day. I don't know why. So Greg Martinez advertises on Greg's List. Craigslist.
He's the Craigslist contractor.
Craigslist. Anyway, it doesn't matter where he advertises. If you see this number, run like hell. 720-236-0134.
And he loves the attention.
Gregory Martinez, Country Concrete Services.
Hey, did you see me get my karate stance?
720-236-0134. What are you talking about?
You know what he says to me at one point in time? It had to be one of the strangest things I heard. Instead of saying, you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Oh, I know. You're making a mold.
A mold out of a mountain.
Right.
So I look him square in the eyes. I said, I'm making a mold out of a mountain. He goes, yes, you're making a mold out of a mountain.
He kept saying it. You're making a mold out of a mountain. And then he says, let me get you on camera. And then he's showing you, and then he's showing Dan.
Did you see how long it took for him to get his camera going?
And then
I thought I was going to leave and come back.
And then his son comes out, looks like Tonto, and he comes out, and he's like,
he does.
Hey, what do you want to get in my face? Want to get in my face? He's all like bristled up,
puffed up.
I will say, Mark, that I was impressed with how you handled yourself. No, I'm serious. You were very calm which is unlike you. You held your hands behind your back. You were very non-confrontational, but you got your point across, and it pissed him off even more. That's what's amazing, is that you kept your cool. And then he comes after Dan, and I don't know what you said to him, Dan, but what was he grabbing for you?
No, actually, he didn't like your shirt.
Yeah, he didn't like my shirt.
But he started coming after you, and you said, hold it, bud, hold it, buddy.
Well, I thought he was going to grab the phone.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to hit him.
Yeah.
The video looks like he's rushing him.
And Mark did not provoke him. He just wanted to know, why are you ripping this woman off? That's exactly what he wanted to know.
Well, I did point out he was foaming at the mouth.
Okay. Now, Chris. What's going on with you, Chris?
I'm a co-signer on my daughter-in-law's home. My son, due to student loans, was left off the home loan. And now they are getting a divorce, and my son's lawyer suggested maybe I reach out to possible looking into getting my name off the loan or making them refinance. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, you're on the loan with your daughter-in-law, right?
Correct.
Because your son had student loans.
Correct.
Now, is there equity in this home?
Yes.
How much equity?
They've got 2 or 3 years worth of equity into it.
Well, what does that mean? Like, what is it worth?
$30,000,
okay.
I would guess.
Not much, but there's something. Now, who gets the house? Do you know?
The court date is coming up that she'll probably have the house.
Now, here's the problem. If anything goes south on that loan, you're going to be responsible.
Correct. So I would like to see her refinance it under her name. And
so tell me this, why didn't she finance it under her name to begin with?
It was their first home, and
how long have they been living there?
3 years.
Why do you think she would be able to refinance it now?
Well, the other option is they make them put the house up for sale.
And when you say they,
that's what they should do.
When you say they, here's the problem. No matter what you want, Chris, the divorce, the judge does not have to listen to you. He doesn't give a rat's you-know-what that you're on the loan. And he's not going to make them sell it for you. You have no standing in this divorce whatsoever. None. So the fact that you're on it, I don't even know if you can file a motion in their divorce. I don't think you're even represented there.
I don't know.
I think it's up to...
your son can...
Right. It's up to your son to say...
Yeah.
Your Honor, we need to get my father off this loan.
She's not going to be able to refinance, most likely. If she doesn't have good credit and she doesn't have good income, she's not going to be able to refinance.
I don't like how he said co-signer. I understand what he's saying, but everybody in this room knows he's not a co-signer. He signed the damn loan.
Right, yeah. When you say when people say they're just as obligated as the other one, and I think he knows that. That's why he wants off it. But it's so funny how people feel co-signing is just at last resort. It's not. They can come after you first. They don't have to come after the other signer first.
He did bring something up, though, or maybe you said it. I'm curious, could he go to the judge and say, because I'm on this loan, I want him to sell the house?
There's nowhere to go. He has no standing. He's not part of the proceeding.
Could his son demand they sell it?
Yes, that's what we said.
Yes.
The son could say, my dad, we want you off, right?
Yeah, and the son, your job when you're in court, these judges hear case after case after case. It's your job to educate them. It's your job.
Right.
So they should go and find out whether she qualifies for a refi. And if she does not, they need to let the judge know that she's not going to be able to refi, Your Honor. This is nonsense. You're going to be putting in an order that's impossible to execute, and they just need to liquidate the property.
Or your son needs to do this. You can't do it.
And we get these calls when it's just the spouse. Forget about you being this third party. We get all the time, hey, I got divorced. She was supposed to get refied, or he was. They never did. Now it's on my credit 5 years later.
Yeah, they're not paying. It's going into foreclosure. And in your
I got to ask you this, and I hope you weren't this remiss. I hate to say stupid. Yeah. Were you on the deed?
I don't think so.
Oh my God! The worst case scenario, you can't even. You're not even on the deed. So that's weird. You're not on the deed. She owns the house, but you're liable for half of it or more.
I would think he's on the deed, wouldn't you?
Well, not necessarily.
It doesn't have to be.
What would happen? Hold on. What would happen if the son quit-claimed it, his interest to him right now. Is that
his son? The son's not on the deed. The son has no interest except marital interest.
Man.
So.
Well, and his lawyer says, I really can't represent you on this because of, I'm representing your son, but he said, I suggest that you look into that.
Well, here's what I suggest now. It just came to me. File a lien on the divorce. I don't know if only attorneys can do that. I don't think so. What would be wrong with filing a lien on the divorce? There must be a way to do that for that home.
Well, he didn't put any money. Have you put any money towards the home?
No, I was just helping with sweat equity and just being a good father.
Well, I guess sweat equity could count, but I mean, if you're not paying for the home, you don't have a right to claim ownership of the home.
Do you think she has the wherewithal to keep up her payments?
I believe she is at this point. I haven't had any...
Do they have kids?
Yes, unfortunately, there's one son.
Okay, listen, man, I got to tell you, you got to find... Your son's going to have to bring this up as part of the deal. He's not going to settle for her getting the house with you on the loan. Now, the judge may say, that's your problem. He shouldn't have done it. I mean, I got to tell you, you're going to have a problem. You're not even an owner. So I see you nowhere in this divorce. And look into filing a lien, although as Gigi said, you may not have even a standing there because there's no value there that you gave. So you got a problem. I wish I could give you more advice. Oh, maybe Bonnie, if you get Bonnie on, we'll ask another question. Don, what's going on with you, Don? You called approval or approve auto for that woman the other day. What did we do with that? What were we doing with that woman? You were going to find out. You were following it up, Dan, right? With the junkyard. I wanted to find out from the junkyard what the title said and what paperwork she was going to send us. She was going to send us her purchasing paperwork. But anyway, this place, Approved Auto, sold a car to a woman, and they never registered it to her. It's still registered to someone else. They did not have title, and and also they had it towed to a place. When she brought it in to get it fixed, they had it towed away, and now she can't get it back, and they've been paid. So what did they say when you called, Don?
He was just pretty rude about it, but I asked him why he didn't want to come on your show and defend himself. I told him that if you don't defend yourself, you look guilty. And I asked him, have you sold a car to a woman that you don't have a title to? That's not legal.
Well, here's the biggest part.
Yeah, wait, what did he say?
And then he said, are you a U.S. citizen? And I said, well, of course I am. And he said, well, if this man named Martino thinks he can take me to court, well, have at it. He
Good.
said, I've been threatened by the best. And,
good. Okay, good. Then we're going to do it. I mean, listen.
Well, at best, it sounds like the guy's skip title. At best, he's skipped.
We're going to the. Well, first of all, we have to take this break. Okay, we'll hold this until we come back. Genesis Total Exteriors. Right now, they're doing all exterior work. Later on in the season, they will start doing interior work. If you have some home improvements you want done and you want to get on the schedule for the future, that would be a great idea, because you can get some great deals if you sign up now for later on when things start getting cold and they want to work inside. Right now, though, they're doing all the outside siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, and more. 303-679-8509. Okay, so we gotta get on this one. Yeah. This guy's a bad guy. I need to make a list of follow-ups. I'm just going to do that right now, because otherwise,
don't they have a? I'm pretty sure they had a Google Doc they do that with, don't you guys? Or maybe, I don't know. Here's my stance, Gigi. I found it.
Oh yeah, I want to see this. I want to see the karate stance.
Let me pull up the video.
Oh yeah, look at it.
And why did you do it?
I want to answer this email. Tom, I thought you said you were going somewhere else to do age management and testosterone. Why the switch? I knew I was going to get that question, so I'm going to tell you straight up. With BioT,
Maria was supposed to go there. That's what it was. Maria was supposed to go there.
I wanted. No.
Yeah, you were supposed to.
He wanted to sell her another car, and I said, do not do that. Get me the copy of the paperwork.
Let me call Maria back real quick.
He's such a jerk.
That's funny.
This guy, he is so stupid.
You are making a mold out of a mountain.
A mold out of a molehill.
A mold out
of a mountain. So
It's
funny.
like, all I do is picture myself with Play-Doh making a mold
right,
out of a mountain. Or no, it wouldn't even do that.
Doesn't even work.
I'd have to take a mountain
and then make a
some
mold out of it. That's funny.
You guys seeing a lot of calls? I mean, the economy seems so good.
Yeah, we definitely,
There's always going to be medical debt. There's always going to be stuff. There's always, right?
Yeah.
What's the majority now?
Always.
Divorce?
Yeah, medical, car loans, a lot of car loans. Lot of car loans. Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. But I mean, you know, you owe I see 10 to 15,000 on repo deficiencies a lot. It's a lot of money if you're not making money.
And then
they can
toast.
take 25% of your paycheck.
And then they end up in one of these buy here, pay here.
Oh yeah, well that's usually what we're talking about.
Oh, that's usually where the paper comes from.
Which sucks because they still need a car. Yeah, and those guys can just rape you on the interest.
I had an employee.
20%, 21%.
I had an employee. It was the most amazing thing. So about at least every 2 or 3 months, he'd miss one payment. Buy here, sell now. Buy here, pay here on Colfax. One payment, 1 day late, they would send the repo truck out, and it had a thing in it, so they always knew where the car was. They would hook it, add on an additional $500 for the repo, and then he would go down, pay the back payment, which he's only a day or two later, and the $500 repo charge. But in 1 year, they must have done it to him 3 or 4 times.
They got so much money.
And I go, God, you times that by whatever. But when they buy these things and agree to pay there, they agree to all this shit in the contract.
I know. It's really hard out there if you don't have good credit.
Well, I told him one day, I mean, come to me.
Right.
I'd lend you whatever and then take it out of your paycheck or you know, whatever. We'd figure it out. But
right.
He just
they panic. Yeah. Oh. Oh. It's awful.
So if I'm trying to register on this app as a community account,
are you setting it up?
I'm just trying to get an account.
Yeah.
And the problem is it said it just stops working. I hit create account, I put in all this crap.
800-578-ME. Most major insurances and Medicare cover the procedure. 800-578-ME to schedule your risk-free screening. 800-578-ME 5633. Being accused of a crime can ruin your life. Get help with highly respected, skilled trial attorney Joe Lazzara. He's offering a free initial consultation and up to $500 off his services. 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200. Why are so many people raving about Champion windows and home exteriors? Find out. Improve your home with new windows during Champion Summer.
Hey, Tom. We got a couple of those 15s for Lazzara that we need to replace. If you can cut me a couple 15s, that'd be super.
Talking about the news that's happening as it's happening. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Our scam of the day is Greg Martinez, who is taking money and doing nothing. Oh, well, he put up some forms. His number is 720-236-0134. And Automart, Don called Automart for us. Don, are you still there? Are you approval? I'm sorry, approval Automart. Approval auto or approval. Now, Don, did you tell him you heard the story?
Told him that they were talking about his business on your radio show, and the consumer explained that she'd taken the car back to him like 5 times, Then she went back and he towed it someplace. She can't even get it back, and he's
Good.
not helping her.
You have the whole story, right? And he said what? What explanation? Anything?
Absolutely nothing. He was actually pretty standoffish. Didn't want to talk about it, and I asked him why he didn't want to defend himself. And I also told him that I looked at a vehicle on his lot about a month ago on a Sunday when he wasn't open, and that he definitely wouldn't get my business in the future. There's no way.
I want to ask Bob about the legalities of this title part of it. I want to understand how we would go after him through the dealer licensing board.
You mean the car guy?
Yeah, the actual owner of the dealership, because I'm still perplexed that when she went to get it out of this place, forget about the warranty crap. I mean, forget about that.
You're right. The fact that he sold a crap car as is, you're right,
It's
Mark.
legal, but it sucks.
Not much she can do. That's not why we're upset. We're upset because now that she said, okay, I guess I'll just take it the way it is and fix it, she can't get it because it's in the junkyard or the tow yard. They won't let it out because she can't show ownership.
Well, yeah, because it's registered to somebody else. That's what's weird.
Right. And this guy says, well, if this Martino guy wants to take me to court, well, guess what? We're not only going to take you to court, we're going to take your license.
No, you punish them with these kind of guys, you punish them with the board.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to go to the dealer licensing board, but we need to get some stuff from her, like proof that she bought the car. She was supposed to get us the paperwork. Then, Dan, I wanted you to call the salvage yard to see just what they have as far as ownership and how they know where it's registered, because if they did a VIN number search, it's possible that's still showing as the old owner, but he did have the transfer papers. It's possible he hasn't filed them yet, because when you buy a car, you have a few days to file the transfer paperwork.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. I'd like to know that time frame.
Right. So we're going to get who? Bob the car guy or Approval Auto? Is it Approval Auto?
Bob the car guy's available.
All right, so let's just ask him if he knows anything about it. So Bob the car guy, and we'll just ask Bob simply, when she had her car well, it doesn't matter. The dealer had it towed there, and she went to try to pick it up, and they said you can't.
I'm missing a little more background.
What's that?
I'm missing a little background.
I'm going to give you the background. She bought a car. She bought a car, and she took it back to the dealer to get it fixed. Okay. The dealer had it towed out of there, and had it towed, and the tow lot won't give it back to the customer. This is what they say to the customer.
Because she doesn't have a title in her name.
Not just the title, but the registration. This is a financed car, so she wouldn't have the title, but she doesn't. She has the paperwork, but they say that's not enough. It's registered to someone else. So what I want to know is, first of all, is that possible that this junkyard, if they did a VIN number search, it could still be showing up in the old owner's name?
Well, remember, under the statute, a dealer has 45 days to deliver title. In practical, the state board basically gives us 60 days.
Okay, so it is possible that this approval did everything right. It just hasn't shown up yet, or they're going to do it.
Well, she would have had to sign the title. I mean, if she bought when she bought the car, and again, I'm assuming it's a buy here, pay here. Is that
something like that? I don't know. It's a lot up in Fort Lupton.
Okay, so assuming that she signed the title when she did, or signed a dealer bill of sale, one of those two things, when she purchased the car, and more than likely it's a dealer bill of sale. So they hold the title. They don't assign it on the title. They assign it via a dealer bill of sale. So that gives them control of it until she makes the final payment. Now, going back to the question about the impound lot, or I mean, is it at an impound because it was towed? Is that what?
It wasn't a cop's lot. It's the tow companies.
Right.
Yeah, but no, it's an impound lot. Yes.
Okay, so if it's an impound lot, then each one is pretty rigid. Sometimes they'll make exceptions with common sense, but that takes a little luck. They will not release it to anyone other than the registered owner or somebody with a power of attorney from the registered owner.
So so you're telling me if something gets impounded in between the time when I have a temp tag and I register it, forget about it, I'm not getting it back.
Well, no, if you register it, then you're going to instantly, unless it's an out-of-state title.
No, it's not. Well, we don't know, actually.
And then you get a receipt, because what Colorado...
So you can't, if your car is towed right after you buy it, you have to wait 45 days for the title to show up in your name?
you could have to wait that long, and but normally not. If it's an out-of-state title. There were a bunch of robberies of dealer offices in Arizona along the U.S.-Mexican border, and because of that, Colorado basically changed the procedure of processing the out-of-state titles. Even as a dealer, we have to go in and instead of taking the title in and getting a new one, which we normally would do. If it's an out-of-state title, we have to go to our county office. We can't go to the state office.
This is okay, Bob. I understand. This is way too much information for the issue at hand. Here's what I want to know: if we buy a car, how long could it possibly take to show up as our car? Because this is something everyone needs to know. If a car is towed and we just bought it, you're telling us it could be 60 days.
It could potentially be 60 days, and sometimes it'll be longer.
My God, it's X amount per day.
So then the car is not worth. I mean, this is unbelievable to me. He should be able to get this car out for her, but no matter what, Bob, couldn't we make the argument, Bob, she paid for a car and he hasn't delivered it because it's in the impound lot and she didn't have it towed there, he did. Right. Now, what kind of a dealer can sell a car and then send it to the impound?
Well, that doesn't make any sense. But the dealer, if the dealer is holding title, the dealer can give her a power of attorney to go get it released.
But what if the dealer is not holding title? Then he shouldn't have sold it, right?
That is correct.
Okay, therefore, okay, now, thank you, Bob. Now we have at least an avenue.
So I did call the tow company here. They never came down there. They just talked to him on the phone. He's had it since the 6th of the last month. The TNR towing.
Will they still not release it to her, though?
Right. Just like what Bob said, they got to show proof of ownership. Either through registration or title.
I don't blame them at all. No, I'm just thinking, what do you do?
And he says, I says, well, why'd they have it towed? And he says, because they said it was an abandoned vehicle. The approved autos said it was an abandoned vehicle.
Oh, so they didn't even pay for the towing. They just picked up an abandoned vehicle. Right. And they're going to charge the tow and everything back to whoever picks it up.
I don't want this bastard to get away with it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, so that's 6th of last month, so you're talking 40 days.
We need to, you need to call the dealer licensing board for her. We know that dealer never delivered title to her. Never. How long has it been?
That I couldn't tell you.
Well, I don't know how long it's been back and forth. It's been there 40 days in the impound lot.
So they haven't delivered title.
No, but we don't know if it's been 60. The reason I say that is, if you recall, the very first day there was a problem.
Where is the paperwork from this woman? Where is it?
Oh, and the other thing is that she's been making payments.
Yeah.
I don't want any more muddy water like she didn't pay.
How much did she put down? Let's get her on the phone. Can you get her on the phone again?
She did get okey-dokes, man. This guy's a real asshole.
Yes,
Approved auto.
Approved auto. Yes, it's approved. Oh, I got her number.
He's got it. He's got it. I found this show on Amazon Prime. That is, it's pretty good. I know Tom doesn't like comedies, but it's a half hour, and it sets place in the 80s on a golf course. It's not
what is it called?
Foxwood. It's the name of the actual country club. It's the name of the country club.
Is anyone famous in it, or is it all like unknowns?
All unknowns.
That's kind of fun.
I do like the show, though. It's not quite crazy like Caddyshack, but it's like, it's Caddyshack-ish.
I love Caddyshack so much.
Oh, I do too. But it's like that, but it's not as slapstick. There's actually a little dialogue.
Yeah, some plot, more plot.
Yeah, it's
pretty good. Caddyshack had a plot, but
the one last night though, man, they're showing this brisk, and oh my God, I just was.
What are we going to call your case? I'm putting it on our follow-up list. Greg Martinez.
I'd call it the Craigslist contractor or something along that line. I don't know, whatever.
Let's call it Martinez. Greg Martinez.
But I didn't realize in the Jewish community when they do a bris compared to just getting circumcised,
right?
It's almost like a party. So all these people are there, and then there's the baby, and they're in this country club, and they do it right there, and I'm like, oh my God!
Oh no!
But I guess that's normal.
Yeah.
What do they call the guy that does it brisk?
A moil.
A moil. That's right.
Yeah.
A moil. What a job that would be.
No thanks.
Moil. That's it.
That's it.
Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a responsive job, boosting your listing and relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit.
It is a pretty good show.
One job site.
I like Amazon.
Cool. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of that.
I don't either, but since I have the Prime account, occasionally I'll
Is the Americans on there? Which one's the Americans? They're on something like
I watch every season. I'm waiting
Hulu
now
or something. We're just on the first. Mike and I just started.
You got to.
It's so good.
I'm waiting for
Russian spies living in suburban America in the 80s.
I'm waiting for next year. You have to wait for 2018 for that. I'm done with that season. That's great.
He doesn't like Game of Thrones.
I do.
I love Game of
I
Thrones.
do too. And I love Peaky Blinders. You guys ever watch that? That's a Netflix one about like a
comedy or drama?
No, total drama. It's like a gang in Birmingham, England, back in the 1800s. They're like kind of like gypsy,
Suzanne,
alcohol runners, thieves. The Shelby family, Thomas Shelby.
Around the Sherlock Holmes era.
Yeah, it's kind of right around there. It's really good.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. And Approved Auto really screwed this woman, royally. First of all, they called the tow company, we found out, and said the car was abandoned on the lot. She paid that for that car, and they said it was abandoned and had it towed. Now she can't get it back. This is all very terrible. And they will do nothing to help her get it back. Now they want her to come in and trade for another car. We need to contact the dealer licensing board for her. They are not delivering title. And the thing is in the impound. They had it towed there. And they have to do something. This is ridiculous. People like this, you see what they say, take me to court. Here's why. They don't really want to go to court. They don't have money. They don't have money to fight in court. They just think no one will do it.
It's so bizarre. Why would
That's why I want to raise. That's why I want to raise a fund to go after these people.
It's not like,
because this will shut people down once and for all.
It's not like it's a shop where there's limited parking. My God, it's a car lot. It's absurd.
Maria.
Yes, sir.
Now, this Approved Auto Mart thing. We're working on this case, and here's the deal. I got the paperwork. How much did you put down?
1,600, and then I put $309 to get it out of the Firestone.
Okay, but you didn't. It's still in storage, right? It's still in impound, right?
Yes, they have it over there. They told me that I had to pay. That if I had proved that I was the owner, I had to pay $600 and some dollars. That was the day before yesterday, and he goes, and then by tomorrow it's going to be so much more. I go, oh, no, forget it. It's too much money. I go, for me.
These guys screwed you royally. They got paid. That's the problem. They got paid.
Yeah, they did get paid.
They
so that's
suck.
what I told the bank.
They suck. They're on County Road 18 in Fort Lupton, Approved Auto Mart. These people just suck. 303-857-2260. 303-85. People, if nothing else, tell them that you're going to spread the word about these scumbags who took this woman for 20 grand, then had her car towed away. Now she can't get her car. Impound fees are piling up, and they say, have her take me to court.
Well, he told me that somebody had called him, and yesterday, believe it or not, after you called him, he called me 3 times.
Well,
and what did he say?
He wants her to come in and trade.
He told me that for me to go in and show my new paperwork and everything, and he's willing to work with me.
Is that horrible, though?
No, it's not horrible if she doesn't have to pay another dime.
That's right.
If she doesn't...
And not have to pay anything to this tow company either.
I know.
Can he get your car out? You shouldn't have to pay for that. Why did they have your car towed?
I don't know, because I left it there so he could take it to a body shop so they could check the frame. But
So, you know what I'm going to do on this, Tom? Let's do this.
This is too
I
bad.
will meet with her at the dealership just to make sure this guy's not trying to okey-doke her. So you come up with the time. It's going to have to be like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll meet in Fort Lupton.
You call him and tell him you want an appointment, okay?
Okay, at 3 o'clock, because he told me to go tomorrow.
Okay, what time?
He just told me to go in the morning.
Tell him you can't make it until 3.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to go live, Mark. What time? What time in the morning? We could do this Facebook.
Yeah, maybe
Live.
that's what we do. Well, it's not going to be. I'm hoping the guy's not confrontational. Well, part of me hopes he is, but I mean the reality is I'm guessing.
No, I don't want to cause trouble. I want to help this woman.
If I bring Deputy Dan, he'll stir it up. So
listen, Maria, what time did he say to go in?
Well, I could go in at 10. I told him.
That's right. When we go on the air, it would be ideal. 10:30.
When?
Tomorrow? Could you in the morning? 10:30, Mark, or not?
Yeah, that's fine with me. You want to do it?
Hold on, Maria.
We'll
We'll talk off the air. Hold on, folks. Please remember, we are here to help people spread the word. There is no one else doing this. No one. People can't always afford attorneys. This is the only place. You understand that? It truly is media with a purpose. My God, don't let me be a lone voice. Help us out to help others. Why do I prefer...
Dan, is your email dan@troubleshooter.com?
Sure is.
Why does it come up as Dan Lopez?
That's Dan. Oh, because Dan Lopez is used to be.
I know, but it always comes. So I'm going to do this, Dan.
I used to be Dan Lopez.
He was Dan. He is Dan Lopez. We just didn't tell him.
Okay, I'm sharing this with everyone to put follow-ups down here. We got to have
what kind of shirt is that?
And I'm going to do more.
I didn't hear that part. Well, look, you got a problem with me with that shirt?
Oh my God.
He looked like a hooligan. What's the word tough? Something tough. A tough neck, not a rough neck. A toughian, a tough.
I don't know. Ruffian. Ruffian.
Ooh, I'll tell you a word I pulled out yesterday. I haven't used forever.
Oh.
Wait till you hear this one.
Okay.
In fact, I want to see who knows the definition. I'm not going to use it in context.
Let's do it.
Hold on here. Okay, guys, you're going to get a notification. Read it. This is what we have. Okay. You just have to do.
Ramshackle.
Run down, beat up.
Yeah, of course.
Shut up. Good thing I didn't
Sorry.
bet lunch.
Well, that's true.
Good thing I didn't bet lunch.
That's true.
It was.
That is a good
I thought
thing.
it was just...
Okay, I'll bet you lunch. I'll give another word, and you can't give me the definition.
Oh, boy.
Lunch?
I don't know.
No, don't do
I don't want Del Frisco's.
Don't do lunch.
I'm scared of your Wagyu
No,
bone-in
there's
90
none
ounce.
of that. That's all crap. He's full of crap on that. No one's going to do that.
No one's going to get
No
him
one.
that.
No one is going to give him that. He thinks he's going to get it.
I even came back in and said, I'm not even going to go there. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it at Del Frisco's.
Oh, yes.
Over lunch.
We'll just meet there for lunch, and I'll happen to use the bathroom right after.
Oh, yeah, then. Oh, yeah, and you had to split real fast.
He said, where is he? He's refunding.
Oh, no.
Every time I try to create an account, the app closes, so I can't tell how far along he is.
This report is brought to you by TrueCar. Starting out hot today with a high of 96.
He said it was buggy, but his is a very simple app.
With TrueCar, you can see what others paid for the cars you want. So you
Xanthrophil.
Oh, come on.
Just
See?
saying.
I
use it
that
every
with
day.
you.
I used it just the other day.
It has to
I
be
don't even know that I
something
can spell it.
The pigment in plants, isn't it?
It is. It's a yellow. It's a yellow pigment.
Are you serious?
And you had it at the tip of your tongue.
The first woman I dated was very Zaptig.
That I know.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Chunkalicious. Also known as Chunkalicious.
But it's healthily punk.
How about healthily?
That's delicious.
This one's good. Tom is getting wizened.
Oh, that's like a wrinkly, like dried up.
You're good. She is good. Unbelievable. How do you know these?
Yeah, I was journalism,
okay,
so kind of liberal arts. I got the liberal arts.
Okay, here you go. No way.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I... okay. That dude must be from Samarkand. That's not fair.
That's not fair. What is it?
It's a city. It's not fair.
No, that's not fair.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
My neighbor just got in Ardwolf. No, in Ardwolf. My neighbor just got in Ardwolf. Am I pronouncing that right? I sure am.
Half aardvark, half wolf.
You're supposed to say use it in a sentence.
Use it in a sentence.
My neighbor just got in Ardwolf.
Where? Where do you put? Where is it listed?
Where do you put it?
Right.
He put it. Well, my neighbor's strange. He keeps it in his bathroom.
Oh, what is this? It's like some sort of sink.
Is the striped hyena?
Why would you put
The aardvark wolf.
I told you, he's kind of strange.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are trying to make your life a little easier. Help us help you. Just tell people about the show. Let's all get together and see what we can do to help others. That's really what the show is about. And we have had so many liars, cheats, and rip-offs that it's hard to keep track of them. I swear to you. We have, we're going to try to go through our follow-ups to let you know where they stand if you have any questions. We have a guest today, Gigi Wink from winkandwink.com. They are bankruptcy attorneys. We also are talking about anything you want, okay? So let's go right to the phones. And when you hear about people on this show, please do the right thing. If you hear good things, let them know and use them. If you hear bad things, let them know and spread the word. It's the only place that this is being done. Shonda, what is your question for Gigi?
Oh, I got a question. Basically, I am trying to file bankruptcy, but I'm not all the way finished. So I got a letter in the mail from a company that we had gotten a truck and a bike from. And basically, it wasn't even for me. I was trying to help out my fiance at the time, so I got him a vehicle and a bike in my name. Of course, he's failing to help me on this at this point, and it's not even my debt. But basically, they're trying to garnish 25% of my check starting this month, and that's like a lot of money.
Well, before they did that, they got a judgment, right?
They got a judgment.
How'd they get a judgment?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? They had to have taken you to court.
They took me to court once. I didn't hear about the second time. They took me to court. I showed up for court.
And what happened when you showed up?
They said you have 30 days to return the vehicles, and my husband at the time was playing games and wouldn't return the vehicle for like 2 years, and then when they had the 30 days, he finally returned them within those 30 days.
How long ago was this?
Oh, man. I would say they were trying to get the vehicles for about 2 years. And
forget this. So you guys kept the vehicles that long?
I didn't.
She's saying the hubby did.
He had his friends keeping them and stuff.
Okay,
so
listen. You're going to need to do a bankruptcy because you're SOL.
Yeah,
there is no hope for you.
The only way to stop it is to file. Yeah. So they're entitled to garnish you. If they got a judgment, then they can serve a writ of garnishment on your employer, who often, is that who you got the notice from, your employer?
Yeah, I got it from my employer.
They have to start garnishing you on your next paycheck, or they become liable for the debt. So they don't have the option to not garnish.
All right, so you need to file for bankruptcy.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to stop it. Yeah.
I'm trying to file, but they said they didn't know if they would be able to get it done by the end of this month, and I guess it's...
Hold on. I mean, Gigi can file your bankruptcy in, 30 seconds?
Yeah, but we got to get paid first for yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is if she's
now, the reason they have to get paid is because the bank won't let them...
Well, because we'll get wiped out.
Right.
Just like this.
So listen, so Shonda, you have an attorney then?
I do have an attorney.
And you paid the attorney?
And I have paid the attorney.
Okay, well
and
then...
they know you're going to get garnished next check?
and I spoke to his secretary, and I let her know that I had like 9 days before.
Gigi, why in the world, if they have the money paid, why can't they just simply log in and file?
Well,
I don't understand.
You have to meet with her and sign everything. She has to review and sign it with you.
Did you sign everything, Shonda?
I have not signed everything yet, but they seem to think that they might not get it done by then, and I figured I don't understand why they couldn't get it done in the last 9 days.
That's their internal, that's who you hired. That's their customer service commitment.
Did you find him on Craigslist?
Yeah, it isn't.
How'd you find him, Shonda?
It was word of mouth.
Okay. Well, Shonda, I don't know. There's nothing we can do to help.
I would call him back and say you want to talk to the attorney, and I would ask why can't you get me filed? I'm ready to come in. You're paid. You've got your paperwork. I want to sign it. I want to get filed.
I'd go a step further. I'd drive down there and say, hey, this is crazy. I paid you guys. There's 9 days, or else I'm going to lose, whatever that 25% is.
Are you sure you filled out all the paperwork, Shonda?
I am almost finished. She said come in on Thursday. She had like one more final.
What's the name of the law firm?
John McLaughlin. He's from Springs and from Pueblo.
Okay, well, listen.
Yeah, just keep pushing to get filed. I'm not saying, like for instance, Mike and I go on vacation. Once a year we're gone for a week. If this happened while we were gone and we hadn't signed yet, we'd have to wait till we get back. It's not. We're not going to say this is a terrible attorney.
No, we're not saying that.
But you need to put the pressure on them. If they have your money, you need to get them the paperwork. At the very most, maybe one garnishment will come out, and you can get filed before the second one comes out.
Technically, this has nothing to do with her. I thought you could log right on and file. What you're saying is, but if all the information's filled out in your office, you can't log in and file?
No way. You have to meet with your client. You have to have their wet signatures on the paperwork.
No. But once you have that, literally when you file, it's all electronically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But then the creditors have to be notified, too.
Yeah, and the bankruptcy court does all that. But you need to meet with your client. Any attorney who's not sitting down with you and going through what is being filed, you're filing
now,
under
if it's filed, let's say, on the 8th.
Yeah.
And the garnishment they didn't find out, and they take it on the 10th.
They pull it
Can
back.
you get the money back?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to Dean. Dean, what's happening? Go ahead, Dean.
Yes, Tom. I listen to your show all the time, and after I had some hail damage on my roof, I called Excel Roofing out.
Yes.
They serviced. They came out promptly. They gave me a really good breakdown on what they can perform and do and their estimated cost. They gave me instructions on how I contact my insurance agent, and I did. They came out today.
Okay.
They did all their estimations and looking around, and it was even more substantial than I thought. And they made a suggestion that I get a general, because besides asphalt shingles, there's painting, rain gutters, some drywall work, and other stuff.
Yeah, well, you don't want to piecemeal it all. I agree.
Right, so I was looking on your list. I don't see...
Here's what I would do, Dean, because you have the very best when it comes to roofing.
Yes.
And he will not take a penny until that's done. And I'm going to tell you something that's going to cause a lot of problems, but I'm going to say it.
Okay.
I have never seen people who do everything do roofing as well as Excel or other exclusive roofers. Okay, I know you can get a general contractor to do the windows, siding, to do the painting, to do the decks, but when you just throw in roofing, there are a few of them that can handle it. Few of them. Okay. So I'm saying that, but you got a roofer, fine. Now, yes, I would get a contractor to do the rest, but before I even bother to do that, if you got a bid from your insurance company, how much is it? You put it aside. That's protected. Now you call a public adjuster on our referral list and let him go after more money, because I will guarantee you that your insurance company will never, ever give you everything you have coming. Ever. Now listen, here's what you do. Once you get the best settlement from your insurance company, that's protected. They won't take a dime of that. They will only take a small commission of everything they get in addition to that. And so what? They'll get you more money. They get you money you didn't think you had coming, so it won't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you a bit because you never knew you even had it coming. So that's what I would do. Then I would hire a general contractor to handle all of the stuff together.
Okay. Now, some of the stuff, though, I got to say this. I know for a fact, like, Jay's got great painters. Now, I'm not saying...
I don't know they do painting.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's got drywallers and stuff. I'm sure he knows people. But I'm saying some of that scope he does handle if he's doing the roof.
If he's handling it, but only if he feels comfortable handling it. But I'm saying, for what he can handle, there's nothing wrong with hiring a contractor to take care of all of it.
Okay.
But I would first wait to see what your insurance company gets you.
Talk to Jay directly about it. See if he's got an idea.
But do you have the final settlement from your insurance company?
I do.
How much is it?
It's $18,000 before the depreciation.
Okay. Well, I mean the entire thing, total.
It's going to be $18,600, somewhere in that range.
Okay, that's your total. You will never get another dime from your insurance. You're going to get $18,600, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, were windows involved?
No.
Was siding involved?
No.
Okay. What else was involved you were talking about?
There was, the rain gutters have to be replaced.
Jay can do that. What else?
Okay, drywall interior.
Okay, I don't think
furniture and doing some drywall.
And why drywall interior?
Because when the hail came, it came in so hard and fast it damaged part of the roof, and some rain got into the...
Okay. I'm going to tell you something. Now you're going to listen. You have $18,600. How much of that is allotted to the roof?
Let me look at that real quick. The roof looks like it's going to be around the order of $12,000.
Okay. I'm going to tell you something right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a little private bet with you. I would hire Jay to do as much as he can do. Because he's great. I've known him for so many years. That's it. Just hire him to do whatever.
And you don't pay a cent till you're content.
Now, before you do it, though, before you do anything else, the additional drywall and all that, I want you to call Freddie from our referral list.
Colorado Claims.
Colorado Claims. Now, remember, you've already been offered $18,600. He won't touch that. For every dime he gets above that, there will be a small commission. I will tell you this. Is it 20%?
20%.
Okay, now listen, but here's the deal. I don't guarantee it. I'll bet you lunch, and now I'm betting lunch publicly. You come into the studio, we'll buy you lunch. I'll bet you.
Don't believe him.
That you will double the claim outside of the roof. So you had a $6,000 claim in addition to the roof?
Approximately, yes.
I will bet you lunch it will double at least, if not more.
And I'll bet you the total claim, and I'm talking to Tom, will be $36,000 or more.
Now,
that's
Mark,
double the claim.
Now, Mark, look at me in the eye. I am not betting you lunch because he always tries.
He nodded. He nodded.
Now listen. So Dean, you do this for us. I'm not kidding. You do this. Mark's thinking you're going to get $36,000. I'm thinking you're going to get another 6 or 8 on top of it.
Hold on, and I'm gonna have Freddie call you direct. You got to give Suzanne.
Now seriously, and we're not making a dime off of this with Freddie calling you. I'm just telling you, you want to be taken care of. Then you come back on the air and you say what happened. You tell us what happened, okay, Dean? Here's why. I want your testimony because I want to prove insurance companies will never, ever, ever give you the truth.
Not even
ever.
Close.
Okay?
Okay.
A deal. You have nothing to lose, do you, Dean? You got lunch to gain. Nothing to lose.
Okay.
All right, hold on. All right. That's the way I like to do it. I really do. Now, let's speak about something else very, very seriously. This is about rehab. And I'm talking about drug rehab, substance abuse. We don't often talk about this on the show, but I know we have a vast audience and also online audience. We have a national audience. We have Facebook. We have YouTube. And I want to talk about the Raleigh House. Now, that's like Raleigh, North Carolina. They're located in Denver. They have several locations. TheRaleighHouse.com. If you have an addict in your life, if you're the addict, but if you have an addict in your life and you need help, call them for tips on how to get them into rehab. And the Raleigh House is a rehabilitation center. They have individualized treatment plans, okay? They're medically based. Okay, but they also have therapy, talk therapy, but they're medically based with talk therapy. I call it real treatment. All right, so people many times are triggered by financial problems, legal problems, family, marriage, the cycle of finding drugs. They deal with all of those issues, along with blood work, nutrition, supplements, behavioral issues. And they really, really do a great job. If you need help, give them a call. 720-893-5550. 893-5559. 720-893-5559. Now, some of the addictions, heroin, cocaine, ecstasy, LSD, meth, painkillers are the biggest right now. Heroin and, as I said, stimulants, sedatives, whatever it is. 720-893-5559.
This report is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
There's a few slow spots that remain on the highway. You said call. I love this because I think people will call. Call and talk to them about how to get your relative into rehab. I fucking loved it. And don't forget too, just one of the things I picked up in that meeting, their no, that's not the right word, because that's not what we're talking about. The people that finish their plan is 75% compared to the national average of 33. That's fucking huge. Double.
With a high near 95, right now partly cloudy and 88. When you traffic
15.
Agner, 630 How.
From weekend getaways to road trips. This summer, you should worry about where your car will take you, not about your car insurance.
Flex it in 5.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands
To you, Liberty Mutual Insurance.
What about that?
Don't drive around in a dinged-up, hail-damaged car or little dents. Get that body work done. You can get it done quickly. The downtime is minimized. Insurance companies love Flexident. Flexident is the preferred way to get your car repaired. If there is no paint damage, they can handle it. You will love them because of how quickly they do it, how economically they do it, and how professionally they do it. We're talking about Flexident. With several locations, they can get you in as soon as next week, taking appointments now at 303-619-6273. They have years and years of experience. They know what they're doing. You will not even know there was damage to your car. It's non-reportable type damage because people don't even know it's there. 303-619-6273. 619-6273. FlexidentColorado.com.
I'm excited I'm getting a total knee replacement. Well, some might
consider this thought less than rational because knee replacement is
like Steinfeld with the Pez
bleeding infections. No, you were saying something, right?
He said rolling turd, and I laughed.
Surgery, you're not alone. But the key, I was wondering, what is that?
It was
not a normal laugh.
He got me. Yeah, it just burst out. It was like
you farted out of your mouth.
That's what happened.
That's what he told me.
That's what happened. Mark's fault.
It's Mark's fault. Remember, you don't do Seinfeld either.
Oh, I remember. So remind me though of that storyline. I remember the Pez.
So they put the Pez dispenser on Elaine's lap, and she was laughing during the.
Hey guys, call soon at 800-578-NEE to see if you can be paid.
I love Seinfeld.
Call 800-578-NEE to schedule your
Paradigm in 5.
800-578
knee or 5633. Call now.
Paradigm Interiors for your floor coverings. When you think floor coverings, think Paradigm on Evans, just west of Santa Fe, right there on the corner of Pecos and Evans. Plenty of parking, convenient. They have a design expert that will help you through the entire process at no extra charge, along with a project supervisor for each and every job. They've been in business 14 years. You will love the way they do business. From beginning to end, they will hold your hand. You get big warehouse pricing, but you get the personalized attention of a family-run business. 303-630-9204, 630-9204. Paradigm Interiors is on my referral list at referralist.com.
Sean Hannity lives here.
Really, he lives here. He's got a cot in the back.
Just ask him.
Oh, you want to come back to my place for a cup of coffee?
This afternoon at 1.
This is my mom. This is my dad.
6:30, K-How.
Don't forget,
Frank Duran, the real estate man. If you need anybody to help you list and sell your home, even in this great market, you need help, I promise you, because there's so much competition with people trying to get those eager buyers and get the most for their homes. Get someone who knows what they're doing. And the answer isn't always listing at a really high price. He has strategies that create literally bidding wars. And he'll let you out of a contract if you're ever not satisfied. And it just doesn't happen. With Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622, 920-1622. All right, Nick, what's going on with you, Nick? Welcome. What's happening?
Hey, Tom?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Nick?
All right, so we got served some papers this past week. It's all medical bills from 2012 and 2013. My wife had it's called ECT treatment.
What kind of medical bills?
They're called ECT treatments.
I mean, like how much? I mean.
Well, the total with interest is $5,019.
Ah. Wow.
Yeah, and so after she had the treatments, my wife is disabled. She's been disabled since 2013. And we got served the papers this week, and it has both of our names on it, even though, you know, it was all in her name, and I'm not sure why my name is tied to it.
Because of what's called a family doctrine.
Family purpose doctrine.
So explain what that is, Gigi.
So Colorado's got a law that goes way back to the 1800s that basically allows a creditor to collect from the spouse if the debt was incurred for a family purpose. And multiple judges in Colorado have found that medical debt is a family purpose debt.
All right, so you're probably on the hook. So what's your question, Nick?
So the court date is September, first week of September, and I already know, you know, I can't afford it, I can't pay it, and they're going to garnish. I can't afford garnishment, and I need to know how to go about doing a bankruptcy and how much it's going to cost and all that.
All right. Well, you see a bankruptcy attorney like Wink and Wink. A normal, simple Chapter 7, no asset. What does it cost?
We charge $1,500. That includes the filing fee, which is $335. We can't file till you're paid in full, but you can retain us for $200, and then we can try to contact the law firm and see if they'll give you some more time. We wouldn't want to do that until closer to that September date, though. The whole point is to try to give you as much time to get the bankruptcy paid for. Now, you know, what you're getting with us is really good customer service. There are a lot of attorneys out there that say they charge less or do charge less. I think you got to be careful, but you certainly can look at that option.
So when they give you $200, do you start the ball rolling?
No, we are your attorney, so you can send the calls to us. So a lot of people are getting calls. They're not getting sued.
So for $200, you can start taking the calls and being the attorney.
Yep, and then pay us off over time. But Nick, I'm happy to give you a free consultation. You're under no pressure to use our services. I can let you know, how bankruptcy would affect your other aspects of your life, other debt you might have. You are under no obligation to use Wink and Wink.
And one of the coolest parts about Wink and Wink is, I always say this, but you get a twofer. If Gigi's not around, her husband Mike's, they're both attorneys. They both do the same thing. Yeah. So it really is a twofer.
And we give our cell phone numbers out.
Okay, can I get the phone number and I'll give you a call?
Yeah, it's 303-410-1720.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, that's 303-410-1720. Now, who should I take, Suzanne? 3 and 4. Okay, we take 3 and 4, and we have Sarah and Jenny. What are you guys calling about?
Go ahead, Jenny.
Jenny.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
All right, Sarah.
Okay, on the 3rd of July, my youngest daughter, who is in foster care, her foster mother, who happens to be a Fremont County Sheriff's deputy down in Canyon City, left her in the hot car in the DHS parking lot. That happened on Monday the 3rd.
Now, wait. She left who in the car?
My daughter.
Why did she have your daughter?
Because she's with her foster mother.
Oh, you mean your kids are in foster care?
And my one child is in foster care due to behavioral issues.
Okay, and how old is that child, did you say?
She's 9.
So she left the 9-year-old in the car?
Yes, with a 3-year-old.
With a 3-year-old, were the windows open?
The windows were open, but the top was not down.
Okay, and what happened?
DHS...
Now, is the 3-year-old your child, too?
No, I don't know who the 3-year-old was.
Okay, so this foster mom, who is also with the Sheriff's Department?
Yes, she works for the Sheriff's Department, but she's also a foster parent. And my child was one of her foster children.
Got you. And left him in a car, and what were the consequences?
Well, they gave her, evidently they issued her a summons, but they gave my child back to her that day. And DHS never, ever notified me until Thursday morning. They still didn't notify me. My friend, a friend of mine had called me Wednesday night.
Was your child injured?
No.
Now, the windows, all the windows were open, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, was it still hot?
Yes, it was 90 degrees.
Yeah. Sarah.
Tom, this child was so wet that they thought that she had wet herself, and she was so hot and sweaty that her pants were soaked.
How long did she leave him in the car?
I don't know that for sure. DHS won't give me very...
How did the authorities find out about it to give her a ticket?
Because the DHS employees at the Department of Human Services went out and got the children out of the car. And
Good that they didn't cover up for this woman. This woman, what does she do for the Sheriff's Department?
She's a deputy, as far as I know.
Okay, deputy foster mom.
Down here in Fremont County, we have had 7 Fremont County sheriffs suspended in the last year.
For what?
Various things.
Okay, so, Jenny, your thing is about your daughter being endangered and being given back to the same mom, right?
Yes, Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Okay.
Yes.
So, Sarah, however, Sarah, it's, and I know this sounds crazy, that was stupid what she did, but are we assuming because she did that, she is doing other things?
I don't know. My issue is that DHS never notified me.
I don't know if they have to, actually. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying they're not supposed to. I don't really know if they're supposed to. Do you?
To my knowledge, they're supposed to. Anytime there's an issue with my child, because this was a voluntary foster placement.
So how did that affect you that you weren't notified? I mean, it's not like...
I was an emotional mess.
No, I understand that, but you would have been an emotional mess anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm saying, other than not notifying you, what else are we talking about here? Are you talking about the Sheriff's Department in general? Because you seem to allude to that. Or are we talking about this case?
I guess the case, DHS. I mean, I think DHS needs to be held accountable for giving my child back to her.
But what happened as a result of that? In other words, they probably figured, other than that, she's a good stepmom. I mean, foster mom. And that she left him in the car and that was stupid, but she thought the windows were open, it would be okay. I mean, I'm not making excuses for this woman. I think it's stupid. Did you ask, Sarah?
They removed my child from the foster placement.
That's what I was just going to say. They gave him back. How did she get removed?
DHS went and got her.
Okay, as a result of you complaining?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you were able to complain and get her removed into another home, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why did they give her back if they ended up taking her and moving her? Why did they do that? Did you ask them?
I have no idea.
So here's the thing, though. DHS was stupid giving your child back to the same woman who left her in a hot car. However, there's no harm. there's no harm, so there's no foul. I mean, in other words, it's been rectified. She's been moved. You did the right thing. You got her moved. Now what? Other than letting people know about it, what else can we do? It's been rectified.
Shouldn't that sheriff's deputy be held accountable?
Hey, well, hold on. The deputy is being held accountable. She was given a summons.
Well, I think she should lose her job as well.
Well, she may. I mean, she was just given a summons. You have to show up to court and talk about why she should lose her job. But why should she lose? I'm curious about why you think she should lose her job. Because of a lack of judgment?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then make your argument. She still has a court hearing coming up. That's what the summons is about. You have to make sure that it is prosecuted. You have to call and make sure. I mean, you don't like this woman, you want her to lose her job, fine. But your daughter is no longer in danger.
It's not that I don't like the woman. I don't know the woman, but the woman is being held in a position of trust and higher trust, being a sheriff's deputy,
right,
who can assign a summons to somebody.
Well, that's what I meant when I said you don't like her, Sarah. I understand your reasoning, Sarah. I understand. You want to do something about this because it was terrible. I agree with you. You got a sheriff's deputy who's a foster mom who left 2 children in a hot car. She should be punished. But to assume she's not being punished is silly because we don't know what's going to happen. We need to call, or you need to call the DA and say, how is this going to be handled? I would like to be there. I mean, and more than you should be there. Anyone who is upset about this should be there.
This is the strangest thing. Listen, these are the first 5 headlines. I'll say them real quick. Suspended Fremont County deputy accused of lying on DUI. Fremont County Sheriff deputy placed on leave after arrested child. Detective accused of stashing bloody rope, axe, and storage locker. Fremont County Sheriff Officer Sergeant on administrative leave. 5th, 6th, and 7th, all recent.
It sounds like there are a lot of problems in Fremont County. What the hell's the sheriff doing, guys?
Nothing. Oh, it's so corrupt from the bottom up that
this is amazing.
All right, hold on, people. Let's just hold on a sec. Fremont County, folks, we seem to have a really
Pueblo,
big problem. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. If you're looking for a loan to buy, or if you're looking to refinance, I say ideal for many, many reasons. The first and foremost reason is they're direct mortgage lenders and can get you the lowest costs, and they make sure of that by optimizing your credit. So even though you are approved, they can get you higher credit scores by their optimization program. No other lender does that. That means they can literally tweak your credit legally and ethically and quickly to get you better pricing. Also, they have the interest rate guarantee. If interest rates go down for any reason over the next 2 years, you are refinanced free of charges. They also have pick your own term loan. So if you want the lower rate, but you don't want to go back to 30 years, you can pick any length of time you'd like as long as you can make that payment. And they have the pre-approval, which is just like a cash offer because you're already approved. In all cases, you can close in 3 weeks or less. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. 303-867-7000.
This report is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Quite a few slow spots in the metro area drive right now. On the west side of town, looks like there is an accident on the northwestbound side of C-470, just south of I-70, between Alameda and I-70. Watch out for
This Fremont thing is gone.
That's creepy.
I mean, the first 5 things.
That's really bad.
Where are these headlines? I just typed in Denver Post, mostly Canyon City Daily Record, and the Denver Post. All of them. Canyon City, and they're all 2017. Jeez. 7 people.
I'll remember the sheriff of Arapahoe. What was his name?
Dan, take this and keep it.
Okay. Let's give it back to him.
Did you get the link to the shared document?
Yep.
I already edited it.
Let's talk to Al Ramos at Pro Auto Care. because this is a really important aspect. They do all maintenance and repairs,
of course, but now we're going to talk about timing belts, because in most cars, if a timing belt goes out, it ruins your engine. But your timing belt doesn't say, oh, by the way, it's time to change, and they don't make noise and rattle. You often do it by maintenance schedules. Sometimes you don't even know it. Al Aramis not only knows when to do it, but he has a special for you. Al?
Yeah, you know, the timing belt, Tom, we still see it. People forget to check. They buy a used car. They don't know if it's ever been changed. Jump in that car, they fire it up, or they're cruising on the highway and the thing just dies. The belt breaks. A lot of the motors have interference motors, which means you're going to bend the valves in the motors, lose compression, and all of a sudden you're in the shop paying a lot more for something you could have done some preventive maintenance. Changing the belt, the water pump and tensioners and guides, that's what we do. $100 off to do that, Tom, and that's going to save you some money. 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. It's national. And roadside assistance, a hard deal to beat. Give us a call. Mention Martino. We'll give you great deals and many others.
Okay, and I'll tell you what, they have 2 locations for your convenience, near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. You can call for details. And remember, $100 off a timing belt assembly and replacement. That is not any small deal. That's a great deal. 303-PRO-AUTO. That's 303-PRO-AUTO. And the website is 303proauto.com.
Are you taking Viagra for ED? Well, now you can get Sildenafil, the
Active ingredient in Viagra, in generic 20 milligrams for $2 per tablet. That's a savings of $40 per dose.
So she bought a service contract. Did you see that with this?
Yeah.
That's what he was working on. It wasn't a lot of his good.
Go to MarleyGenerics.com or call us at 800-853-6375. That number again, 800-853-6375. Replace your damaged roof with the most hail-resistant roofing product on the market, Da Vinci. Make sure to ask your contractor about a $500 rebate now with Da Vinci Roofscapes. DaVinciRoofscapes.com.
Great humanities teacher. I help teach my students skills they need to succeed. Every summer, though, students lose progress if they don't have access to enrichment opportunities and programs where they can read, write, collaborate, and keep their brains sharp over vacation. Every young person deserves access to summer programs with great resources. Help to keep kids learning, safe, and healthy this summer so they succeed in the school year ahead. Learn how at summerlearning.org, because smarter summers. 5 seconds. Brought to you by the National Summer Learning Association and the Council of Chiefs.
She bought gap insurance, too.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center
is dedicated to helping people through their hearing loss or tinnitus or both. Sometimes the hearing loss is just slight. You don't even notice it. I didn't even think I had one until I had myself evaluated. And then the ringing started after I had an ear infection. Some people get it from loud noises. Some people get it from injuries or accidents. They can deal with all sorts of tinnitus, including the Desyncra treatment, which is a permanent solution for many. Also, they have hearing devices that help with tinnitus. Now, here's the greatest part. They let you try them out before you buy. That's an amazing feature at Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. If you have tinnitus or a loss of hearing, give them a call at 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Helpforringing.com.
What's going on now and next? This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino. I can't believe what we're reading about this county. Is it Mark? Read about it, Ian. What did you say?
Oh, it's crazy. Let me pull this back up. So it's all Fremont County officers. I mean, just tell me which one.
Now, here's what I want to ask Jenny and Sarah. You have 3 issues here, okay? 3 issues. First, why did DHS release the child after this hot car incident to the foster mom that left the kids in the car? Second, why is this deputy not punished so far? Well, we don't know if she's going to be, but that's the other issue that's going to come up. What punishment will this deputy get? Will she be allowed to be a deputy still and a foster mom? And then 3, your entire sheriff's department. I mean, we have 3 issues. So which one do you tackle? Guys?
Well, we'd like all 3 of them tackled.
I mean, I've never known, I didn't know about any of them until today. So Where's the county seat for Fremont?
It's probably
Canyon
Pueblo.
City.
Oh, where?
Canyon City.
Oh.
Is it Canyon City? Okay. Are you near Canyon City, guys?
Yeah, we're in Penrose.
Yes.
Okay. Do they have county commissioner meetings? I mean, you know, do you, I mean, what, you got to get involved. You guys have to start making noise. Are the people in Fremont County, are they a little freaked out by their sheriff's department?
They must be.
Mark, you,
listen to this one. This one says a 6th deputy with the Fremont County Sheriff's Office. The 6th on administration leave this year. That's from 30 days ago.
There's 6 of them.
Well, no, that's 30 days ago.
Right.
There might have been another one.
Right, like this
There's
one.
seven altogether.
So 7 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So have you
This one was misuse of force during arrest.
Have you, wow, have you been to your county commissioners meetings?
Well, here's the problem with me and the county commissioners. They cost me about $10,000 2 years ago, and I can't get any.
What do you mean they cost? What do you mean they cost you 10 grand?
Well, they forced me. I sell a horse product called chaff hay, and they forced me to get a feed store permit on my property in rural Penrose, and it cost me 10 grand.
Holy crap.
And so, oh my God, that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Okay, wait, so you're telling me your entire county is corrupt?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Come on. The entire county?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I need. Here's what I need. I need to hear, and I'm serious now, I need to hear from people in Fremont County. And you know what? I need to mention this tomorrow when our show, because our show for the first 2 hours is on a radio station down there, and for the last hour it's not. And this is really when we should mention this. And I'm going to do it again. So Suzanne, can you remind me to do this again? Here's what I want to say. Including Sarah and Jenny, I want emails live@troubleshooter.com. I want you to make a separate folder labeled Fremont County, okay? And I want anyone in Fremont County to email us live@troubleshooter.com with, please, just a few sentences describing the corruption that you know about, okay? I just want to know if you've had any problems with Fremont County. I mean, this sounds incredible.
And we're not talking speeding tickets.
No. We're talking about corruption. So Sarah and Jenny, we'll include you in that, but we have to start somewhere.
I wonder, like, compared to Denver, like how many people in Denver were suspended for Denver sheriffs. I don't know these numbers. I don't know if that's normal or not for that county.
7 deputies suspended?
It sounds insane. But I don't know if there's a norm.
I don't think that is normal. I don't know what it is. But it doesn't even seem to be a big sheriff's department, is it?
I can't imagine.
Maybe we should get the PIO too, Suzanne, from Fremont. Ask him if he'll come on, or she'll come on.
This one says, I don't even want to read it.
What? No, what?
Well, just, I got to get into the article because I think it was during an arrest, so
okay,
I don't want to be off.
All right. Richie, what's going on?
Yeah, this guy Nick, did he say that his wife had ECT? I think he did.
Something.
I think he did too.
You mean the medical thing?
Oh, it's not medical. Was this done against her will?
Well, what is that? What you talking about?
Shock therapy?
Yeah, and here's the deal. There are now judgments starting to get won by this treatment. It's the administrators of the ECT, you know how damaging it is, have covered it up. And the BU group, along with Dr. Omalu, the Nigerian, these are the guys that oppose the CTE and the NFL, and they're starting now to investigate the effects of the ECT.
You mean electroshock therapy?
Yeah.
Why is it called ECT?
Electroconvulsive therapy.
Okay, all right. Convulsive therapy, okay.
It puts people in a coma where they need assisted breathing. Each time they do it, it's a concussion. It's worth so many NFL plays or something. But it's worse. One of those is worse than the worst hit.
How do you know about this, Richie?
Oh, I've researched it all over the place.
Why?
I had a good friend that was ruined by this.
Wow.
And anyway, he might. it's often given against the will of people. He also mentioned she was disabled, because it really messes people up.
That's interesting. If
Yeah,
he calls me for a free consult, I'm going to bring that up.
Are there any class action lawsuits, Richie?
I don't know about class action, but there have been judgments if you Google it. You might read Doctors of Deception by Linda Andre, A-N-D-R-E. A few years ago, I tried to get a hold of her to come onto your program. I couldn't reach her. She's been kind of reclusive because she had it. Her life was messed up. And she wrote this book. It's probably 5, 6 years old. That covers the whole process.
Well,
so as a consumer advocate, this is, it's like a
I did not realize they were still doing electroshock therapy.
Oh yeah,
they still are.
They've upped the voltage because they have to give them sedatives.
What is the? I don't understand the medicine behind it. I mean, they
used for depression.
And for a lot of mental illness, it's like to snap you out of it. I mean, it sounds weird. It almost sounds as barbaric as the old spinning chair.
Yeah.
They used to put people who were insane or mentally ill in a spinning chair and spin them around as fast as they could, and it was kind of like to knock sense into them. That's what this electroshock therapy. What is it supposed to reset the nervous system or something? What is it? I never understood the principle behind it. They literally hook electrodes up to you. They put a mouthpiece in your mouth, and then they convulse you with electricity.
Right.
And it's truly shocking. I mean, truly. I don't even think they give anesthesia, do they? Because
they do now. And
they never used to, because here's why they didn't give anesthesia, because it gave you amnesia, and they didn't think you'd remember it anyway. So what difference does it make? So they'd roll you in there, shock the hell out of you, and then roll you back to your room on life support, right?
And they do that against the will of people.
Here's what it says. Well, let's do that after. Hold on. I got to take this break. Joseph A. Lazzara, by the way, is a defense attorney. Both attorneys today I'm talking about, Joseph and these guys, I hope you never need. But if you do, of course, they're wonderful people. Joseph Lazzara will help you through a criminal defense, especially when it comes to DUI or traffic offenses. And he doesn't necessarily like doing it, truly, because he recommends to everyone. He says, Tom, there's enough business to go around, so tell people, designated drivers or public transportation or Lyft or Uber, and if they do get stopped, whether it is a mistake or whether it's a falsely accused, whatever it is, I'm not going to judge anyone. I will give them a criminal defense, and all they have to do is call. So if you are accused of a DUI, Joseph A. Lazzara, you have two things going on, both civil and criminal, and you have to do both of them. 303-429-6200. Whether you're guilty or innocent, you need legal representation. 303-429-6200. Joseph A. Lazzara. His website is Lazzara with 2 Z's, Lazzara, LazzaraLegal.com.
This report is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Well, Tech Center showing some volume as you make your way out I-25, especially between Orchard and the 225 split. I-70, a little tough through the elevated section, and you're also seeing some minor slowdowns on 270 at this point, pushing on that northwestbound side. You've got construction crews on US 6 going to be working up in Clear Creek Canyon, pulling a car out of the creek there. It was causing some problem yesterday, and they just decided to wait until today when they were doing some gambling down. Here we are with mud showers, make your way out, looking for the chance of a shower.
I got to tell you, I think this shit's the real deal.
What's that?
ECT.
That it's bad.
No, I think it's the...
Really?
Yeah, dude.
What do they say about it?
Okay, so it's a procedure done under general anesthesia in which small electric currents are passed through the brain, intentionally triggering a brief seizure.
When you look at them, okay.
ECT seems to cause changes in the brain's chemistry that can quickly reverse certain mental illness. ECT often works when other treatments are unsuccessful and when the full course of treatment is completed. Much of the stigma attached to it is based on earlier treatments in which higher doses of electricity were administered without anesthesia. Now, guess who's saying this, though? That's all that matters. The fucking Mayo Clinic. So I got to give it something here.
Lifetime warranty covers the frame, glass, hardware, and even installation. That's why
ECT is much safer today, although ECT still causes some side effects.
Every Champion window and pay no interest or
So here's what I think we do. We get one of these machines in here and we hook fucking Dan up to it. We turn the dial as far as we can until he yells, and then we ask him questions.
Do you remember that?
Do you remember your hair catching fire? Now, it looks like the real deal, though, now.
Get off social media. Get off Facebook. Get off Twitter. Get off the internet. Get off the internet.
I never heard of that chair thing where they spin people, though.
That was that was in the...
Well, didn't they pump them in the 60s with LSD and hope it fixed them?
Well, see, was a psychiatric drug.
Well, Timothy Leary is that, right? Yeah, he did.
Rocky's 63rd and Federal. Are you looking for a used car, a truck, an SUV, a van? You know what? Shop around. Nobody cares if you shop around. You should shop around. But then take notes and shop specifics, okay? So you can know when you go to Rocky's that you're getting a great deal, because Rocky's has their prices clearly marked on all of the vehicles. They also have, of course, 40 lenders to choose from. So you not only have a great variety of cars and vehicles, of course, with all colors, price ranges, models, and makes, you have that same variety when it comes to lenders. You got a lot of money to put down, a little money to put down, you need a lender that does this or a lender that does that. Rocky's Autos wants to get the deal done. They originate the loans right there and will get you 100% approval with approved credit, or, of course, you don't leave. That's what I love. They never, ever send you out with a car and then call you back a few days later and tell you they made a mistake. Never happens. They're family-friendly, kid-friendly, even pet-friendly. So go see them Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8 at 63rd and Federal. 303-426-4646.
I think it is essential for your security and your family's security that we vet anybody coming from anywhere into this country.
Hannity, later today at 1 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Nick is back. Nick, are you there?
I am.
So when you called about bankruptcy, and by the way, we really hope you call Wink and Wink. They can help you through this. But you were talking about your wife having this electroshock therapy. How did it work for her?
So basically, every time we went in, they put you under anesthesia, and they give you extra so you don't move, and they take you back, and they basically make you have a seizure, and it lasts from anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, and the only thing that you can see that moves are your toes. And they start with anywhere from 5 times a week to 3 times a week, and then gradually it goes out to, you know, once a week, once every other week, down to every other month.
Did you witness this, Nick?
I saw it every time.
Where did they do it?
This was at Porter Hospital down in Denver.
And why did you witness it, by the way?
Well, I had to take her every time. You know, obviously she couldn't drive.
And when she when she was done with it, what was it like? Was she?
She has severely lost her memory, short term and long term. We've been married 19 years, and I have to remind her, like when we went to Vegas, I have to remind her about family trips that we have. When was this picture taken? That's the main thing
was the memory loss was a result of the shock treatments?
Correct. Yeah, and the bill was over $200,000, and that's what I was calling about. They're wanting, you know, they want $5,000 of it, right? And you know what they got it down to, and that was, like I said, in 2013, and like it is, like you said, it is barbaric. And even to this day, she had surgery last month, and she's totally terrified to have any kind of anesthesia. She can still taste it.
But they didn't do this against her will, right? You took her there every time. Was this prescribed by a doctor?
It was prescribed by a doctor. She was clinically disabled in bed up to 22 hours a day, not being able to move.
Why? From depression?
From severe depression, manic.
And then it worked? Did it work?
It did work. That, like I said, there was more side effects than, you know.
But I mean, she got out of bed?
Yes, she got out of bed.
Well, what could be worse than 22 hours a day in bed? And everything I'm reading, I know nothing about it, but everything I'm reading from the Mayo Clinic is saying the way they do it now, that they have anesthesia and use less, electricity, is good. It works. It's valid.
Yes, it did work, but it was. They were telling me when I was there, I can't remember the exact voltage, but they had to use a higher voltage at the beginning, and then it was less and less voltage as it went on, and it lasted for about a year and a half.
Well, thank you for letting us know that. Appreciate that. The guy had called and wanted to give his comment on that.
You know how we had Dr. Dean Jones come in and crack your back?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we could have this hooked up to you and do it live.
I'm not doing that as an experiment. Alan, what's going on with you, Alan?
Yes, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. What's happening?
Okay, we have a homeowners association. There's only 15 homes. And one of the owners refuses to pay their dues since 2014. So now it's coming up to a little bit over $3,000. We have sent him many times a registered mail. We have knocked on the door.
Okay, listen, you put a lien on the house. There are procedures for this, you know.
If it's in his closing, if he's actually part of the HOA or has to pay.
Yeah, is he part of the HOA?
Yes, indeed he is.
And they even get a super lien.
They do. You can foreclose on that lien.
Right, and also bankruptcy doesn't get them out of it, does it?
Well, if they don't keep the house, you can walk away from that debt.
So listen,
surrender the property.
Here's the deal. We have an attorney that can help you with that. Don't you guys have a homeowner association attorney?
No, we don't.
All right, hold on a second. Ryan Wood's really good at that, isn't he, Mark? Okay, hold on, and Suzanne will give you that number. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. Thank you very much. WinkandWink.com, GG Wink. We appreciate you being here. Save all your problems for me.
Lynn and Michelle here. It does look like memory loss is a side effect of that.
Yeah, but I mean, God, if she was literally in bed 20